Hi, welcome back to a new video. Today from HYTE here at CES, we're standing next to the Nexus Link, which sounds like Corsair Link. It looks the same and probably does the same, but it does the same a little bit better than Corsair, which was surprising because first I thought, oh, that's just another copy, but it's kind of not. We will talk about the entire concept just looking at this thing that they built here, and it definitely reminded me of what Corsair showed during Computex, and I think first look you will just think, why would I use this instead of Corsair's Link? The controller is inside this AIO, which also doesn't really sound better than Corsair's Link. It can support more devices in theory, it's like 34 devices in total, like one fan counts as one device, and then you have RGB strips, and one strip counts as one device, for example. So it's a little bit more than Corsair's Link, and it can carry a little bit more current. If I remember correctly, I think it was 9 amps per cable, but don't quote me on that, so I'm not quite sure about that specific part. And yeah, so if you just look at it, it just looks like a straight up copy. And you would think, so what's better about the entire concept? The most important or interesting aspect, at least from my side, is the software, the Nexus Link software. And what I found extremely impressive is if we go to settings and then we go to device manager, we can find a lot of different brands, surprisingly, like a Razer keyboard or like a Corsair MK70, MK2, HyperX stuff, and that is extremely cool. So it is supporting completely different brands, and from what it told me, it is possible that it will also support motherboards in the future. If we just look at the hardware, it is not that exciting. It is just identical to the Corsair Link. We have a thing for orientation, we have the data pins, you can connect everything. It's the same for the fans, for AIO, for the RGB strips. In my opinion, that's nothing exciting, but the software is just extremely cool because they have an open protocol where they allow external partners to use this protocol to add it into the system. So in theory, let's say Cooler Master or Noctua or whoever is making fans or coolers, they could go to HYTE and say, hey, I want to use the same protocol and just be part of this environment. And I think this has a lot of potential because that's the right approach. If you think about, you could have Corsair's AIO, you could have these fans, and then you can have a keyboard from a completely different brand, but everything uses the same system, everything uses the same software. It would make things so much more convenient for everyone because you don't have to install IQ Link and Armoury Crate and the D&D software at once, and they have potential software conflicts. This would solve those issues, and that's why I also decided to make this video, because I think it is important that the industry gets some sorts of standards, that they work with each other instead of everybody thinking they have the best solution. They should just be open, talk with each other, and realize that the customer is not going to buy everything from one brand. Even if they wish that this would be the way, it's just not the reality. And that's why I hope, this gets a lot more traction and maybe other brands join the system, join the protocol, that we can build things easier in the future and have less software conflicts. There are also things I don't really like about this system right here, and that's mainly this part. Not sure, it just looks like you put an old iPhone in your system. Maybe let me know what you think about this, but that's something I'm not a big fan of. Also, one thing I want to clarify, I said that the controller is built into the AIO, which is true for this use case we have right here. But for the future, there will be an extra external controller that has the same functionality, and for that you would not be forced to use the AIO like you are in this case right now. And here we have this screen in a demo build, so you can get a better impression of how it would look like inside the system. It's just a bit odd. I'm pretty sure you know HYTE from their cases. I also reviewed the Y60. This is the Y70 Touch. And I think it originates from some mods people did with the Y60 and Touch, because there's a touch screen built in. I think this is pretty cool to have. I don't think that a touch screen is necessary, but just having this screen in the corner displaying extra things on there, it's definitely a pretty cool thing to have. That's it from HYTE at CES. The reason mainly why I made the video, why I decided to make one, as I said, is the Nexus Link software and the possibility for other brands to join the protocol. I think it has a lot of potential, and I think it is also the right way for our industry, that they just cooperate more with each other and try to use one system instead of every single company running their own software and making things more complicated. I think, or I hope, that more brands will join in, and I think it would make our industry a little bit better. Thanks for tuning in. Till next time. Bye bye.